UK banks face immediate economic fallout from Iran crisis. Retail banking CEOs convened to address mounting economic risks. The Chancellor Rachel Reeves has initiated an emergency summit with the CEOs of the Big Five UK retail banks, a proactive measure necessitated by the escalating geopolitical instability resulting from recent US and Israeli attacks on Iran. This unprecedented gathering underscores the immediate and potentially severe economic repercussions emanating from the conflict, primarily impacting financial markets and, more broadly, the UK's economic stability.
The situation demands an urgent assessment of vulnerabilities within the banking sector, specifically concerning exposure to international markets and potential disruptions to trade flows associated with the ongoing crisis. Furthermore, the meeting represents a critical first step in coordinating a strategic response to mitigate systemic risk and safeguard the UK's financial institutions against unforeseen consequences, reflecting a heightened awareness of interconnected global financial dynamics.
Navigating a shifting geopolitical landscape, the UK economy's vulnerability to Middle Eastern conflict. The current situation, characterized by the US and Israeli attacks on Iran, presents a significant challenge to the UK's economic outlook, demanding a thorough examination of the complex interplay between geopolitical events and financial market volatility. The status quo, predicated on relatively stable international relations, has been fundamentally disrupted, exposing the UK economy to heightened risk stemming from disruptions to global supply chains and increased uncertainty surrounding energy prices, both critical components of the nation's economic performance.
Specifically, the attacks have triggered a rapid reassessment of risk premiums across asset classes, leading to a decline in investor confidence and increased volatility in both equity and bond markets, impacting the capital reserves of major financial institutions. The interconnectedness of global financial systems, amplified by the rapid dissemination of information, a characteristic of GeoWire analysis, necessitates a comprehensive understanding of the cascading effects of this crisis.
This heightened geopolitical tension demands a focused strategic response to safeguard the UK's economic stability and mitigate potential long-term consequences.
Analyzing banking exposure and market dynamics. Assessing the multifaceted risks within the UK financial system. The strategic deep dive necessitates a granular examination of the Big Five banks' exposure to international markets, particularly those directly affected by the conflict, including Iran and surrounding regions. Banks possess significant holdings in equities and bonds linked to these economies, creating potential for substantial losses as market sentiment deteriorates and asset values plummet.
Moreover, the attacks have heightened concerns regarding the potential for broader geopolitical contagion, spreading instability to other nations and exacerbating existing economic vulnerabilities. The Bank of England's role will be pivotal, requiring careful monitoring of liquidity conditions, proactive interventions to stabilise markets, and potentially the implementation of targeted capital requirements to bolster the resilience of the banking system.
Beyond direct financial exposures, banks face indirect risks stemming from disrupted trade flows to increased insurance claims related to property damage or political risk, and the potential for a slowdown in economic growth impacting loan portfolios. Ultimately, the effectiveness of the summit hinges on a precise and timely assessment of these interconnected risks, demanding immediate action to safeguard the UK's financial stability.
Strategic imperatives and future risk mitigation. Projected economic consequences and recommended next steps. The strategic verdict indicates a period of heightened economic uncertainty with the potential for sustained volatility in financial markets and a significant drag on UK economic growth. Continued instability in the Middle East, coupled with the potential for retaliatory actions or further escalation, presents a substantial risk to the UK's economic outlook, demanding a proactive and adaptable response from policymakers and financial institutions alike.
Future risks include a prolonged period of elevated interest rates, driven by inflationary pressures exacerbated by supply chain disruptions, alongside the possibility of a deeper recession if global economic growth falters. Therefore, immediate next steps must prioritize enhanced stress testing of banking portfolios, the implementation of targeted liquidity support measures, and a coordinated effort to stabilize investor confidence.
Furthermore, continued monitoring of geo-wired data streams is crucial for early detection of emerging risks and informing proactive strategic adjustments, ensuring the UK's financial system remains resilient in the face of evolving geopolitical challenges.